Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your September 2022 general readings. We're looking at the first half of September from the 1st through the 15th, and this reading is for the air sign of Libra. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this or any of the videos on my YouTube channel, for your likes, your shares, hitting that subscribe button, your comments, and those of you who reach out for personal readings, always greatly appreciated. Thank you. So Libra, this reading is for you for the first half of September 2022. If your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign is in Libra, if you're cross-watching for a Libran, it's also relevant. It's a general reading, so of course it'll resonate a little differently for everyone in the intensity and some of the specifics, but the energy fundamentally remains the same. So if you find that something does resonate with you, you really relate to the reading, and you would like to maybe take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else, you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You can also get that email address and contact info by clicking the description link with this video. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I do offer quite a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I can usually respond with that information the same day that you reach out. I do readings full-time. It's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent about scheduling in a timely fashion as well. So if that's something you'd be interested in, please feel free to email me. Okay, Libra, let's see what the first half of September looks like for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with one of the Gilded Tarot decks. It's funny, I think your sister sign Gemini had this as well too, also Scorpio. We begin by taking a step back, the Four of Swords. This is a card that represents taking a step back from something, rest, recuperation, recovery, needing to catch your breath, maybe feeling tired and overwhelmed, particularly physically. It can be a card of rest or healing from something. Feeling tired, feeling like you need to take a break, step back from something, and kind of recuperate or recover yourself, maybe gain some insight, get some feedback. With the Eight of Wands, travel, things moving forward quickly, progressing fast, powerfully, conversations, movement of it's something moving forward, but it is one of the traditional travel cards. For some of you, because this came out with your sister sign Gemini as well, some of you may be traveling in the near future. You may be having to, you know how it is when you get ready to do a trip, you have to do a bunch of work before the trip to make sure that you can take the trip and have some time off while you're on the trip. Maybe that for some of you. Maybe, things are moving forward and you're kind of tired. Next, we have the Hermit. Getting wisdom, insight, clarity. You might be seeking wisdom, insight, and clarity from somebody who maybe holds this position in your life. It can also represent taking a rather solitary path, or maybe not being quite so social during this time as well. Some of you may be kind of withdrawing a bit to kind of make sure of something or seek out some guidance or wisdom or insight, clarity on something. With the Knight of Swords. So knights represent offers and opportunities for change. The Knight of Swords is the Knight of Air, which is the element which governs the Suit of Swords, which governs our intellectual landscape, how we think and how we speak and how we communicate, because that's based on our own perceptions and perspectives and our ideology. So the Knight of Swords is kind of the conversation knight, kind of the mailman and conversation knight. We'll clarify this. Maybe again, some of you, it feels like you're preparing for a trip or preparing for a journey or preparing for something to move forward, something that's already been decided. But what you're doing is preparation work for that. Again, like some of you, it might just be taking a vacation, but maybe you have to do double or triple the time, the amount of work at work or at home, getting ready for this so that when you go, you can have more time off. It might be that for some of you. Some of you may be talking with another person about this issue, about this thing moving forward or not, and how. Next, we have the Three of Cups, the party card. Highly social energy to the Three of Cups. It speaks of having a really good time with people that you feel really connected with, kindred spirits, drinking, dancing, for no other reason than just to have fun and enjoy yourself. For those of you who are taking a vacation, this is that energy, right? Can also represent positive social connections in your community. Might be around the end of the second week, probably like mid-month for some of you, with the Ten of Cups. Happy home, family, marriage, children, reunions. Yeah. I mean, some of you, it might be, there's a sense of anticipatory excitement and preparation, a lot of preparation for something, but the energy in which it culminates is really lovely. It's like finally the thing happens and you're so happy. There's a sense of being with friends and family and a sense of home here and just of pure fun and enjoyment, which is quite lovely. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus is the King of Cups. Interesting. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. This is either somebody who's relevant in this. It might be the person with you in this that you might be traveling with or traveling to, or they're traveling to you, or someone that's relevant, that's showing up as the King of Cups, the King of Water, or the King of Emotion. For some of you, it might be you manifesting this energy. The King of Cups is this is the King of Water or King of Emotion, the King of Feelings, because Cups is governed by water, which governs our emotional landscape. The King of Cups is very emotionally sensitive, intelligent. He's emotionally aware of his or her, because this is generating, could be female, own emotions and the emotions of people around them. They're very in tune with that and aware of that, and they act accordingly. They're typically a really nice source of support, encouragement, love, feedback, all of that. But they don't wear all their emotions on their sleeve because they've learned through the page phase and the night phase as they've grown and matured to not wear their emotions on their sleeve and try to be somewhat balanced about that. So that may be the energy you're manifesting. For others of you, it's somebody who's relevant in this. Some of you, it might be a combination of both. Let's clarify that overall energy of the King of Cups. Maybe that you're just trying not to reveal too much emotionally during this time. Supportive, encouraging, I mean all of that, but just not, you're not putting it all out there. It may be too that whatever this thing is moving forward, travel quite strongly for some of you, a reunion, a party, something of that sort. You, for whatever reasons, you may not be showing all of your emotions about this to other people. Five of Coins and Six of Coins. That's interesting. So the Five of Coins is the Six of Coins, is somebody who feels abandoned, rejected, shut out, left in the cold, or reduced to beggar status, not having enough. It could represent, it's a card that represents ultimately financial and material insecurity and insufficiency. You know, having to beg or feeling like you have to beg. That might be finances or material stuff. On an emotional level, it can represent, you know, that you feel like you have to literally beg for every single thing that you need or want, whether it's emotional or physical. The Six of Coins is about giving and receiving, the giving of something or the receiving of something. It can represent a gift. It can sometimes also represent the breadcrumb card, because somebody is in a position to give a great deal, but they're only giving a little bit. So, I mean, it may be that that's how this person feels with you. It may be for some of you that this is how you feel in some kind of situation or relationship, but you're not really talking about it too much right now. Maybe you've talked about it a lot in the past. For some of you, it's just purely financial. It may be that you or someone close to you is in need of some kind of financial or material assistance here. Clarify the Four of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. The Five of Cups, the Hermit. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune is divine timing and orchestration. God, Spirit, angels, and guides. We have no control over this energy, right? The fact that it's clarifying the Four of Swords, you're like taking a temporary time out, a reprieve, you're feeling tired. I also feel like you're actually just, and this is actually a good place to be in. It's kind of like the point where you're like, okay, I'm doing everything I can. I've done everything I can. You know, it's spirit. It's in God's hands right now. Because there's been some kind of disappointment, it feels like, in the past with the Five of Cups. It's not total. There's still two cups upright and full, but there's something which has been lost, or the hope of something which has been lost. And then the Hermit, again, that inner reflective, contemplative kind of energy. It feels like something you've been working at for a long time, and you're just like tired of it. You're tired of talking about it. You're tired of displaying it. You're just like, okay, I'm just going to go over here and let God deal with this. I feel like there's two things going on here. There's the thing on top, which is like this thing moving forward, travel, all of that. And there's this happy reunion and getting together and social energy and all of that kind of stuff. But there's a threat of exhaustion in that, kind of doing that, maybe physically making all the preparations for this trip or this event or something like that. And underneath that, there's a sense of some other underlying issue that looks like it's been addressed maybe multiple times in the past, but it never really been resolved. And for the time being, you're just letting it lay there. You're just kind of seeing if God, Spirit, angels, and guides, are going to deal with it. Let's clarify the Eight of Wands. The Star and Justice. This is literally a sense of renewed, restored hope, faith, and optimism in something being fair and equitable, or someone or a person or situation doing the right thing. Like somebody doing the right thing, a situation turning out right. There's a sense of hope here. It may be in for some of you traveling to see somebody, or there's some kind of reunification that's on the very near, almost immediate horizon here. There's been issues between you, perhaps, and this other person or situation, because it could be work or career related or family related even. And you're really hoping that this trip or whatever might occur at this trip or this event will make things right somehow. I mean, it could be if you're like going to a reunion or a family reunion or something like that. Maybe there's been some difficult feelings or estrangement in the past or something. You may be hoping that, even though there's been a lot of disappointment, that things will right themselves. Clarify the Hermit and the Knight of Swords. The Six of Swords, a card of healing. You're not quite to the other shore on solid ground yet, but in a healing energy, on a healing path. The Three of Wands, kind of a gestative, patient, waiting card. I mean, Wands is governed by the element of fire, which is usually quite action-oriented and forward-moving. But of all the cards in the suit of Wands, the Three of Wands is the most patient, waiting card, because the Three Wands represent saying some of your efforts begin to pay off. And you're literally watching this ship sail into the harbor, waiting for your ships to come in. And you're feeling quite hopeful, positive, and optimistic. So it's kind of an anticipatory sense. It could also be about this trip or this event as well. The Three of Cups is with the Knight of Swords. We have the Three of Cups twice. So you and maybe the other side, the other situation, the other person is really looking forward to getting together again, really maybe planning on having, quite a bit of fun. Let's clarify that Three of Cups, Ten of Cups. I feel like for some of you, this trip or this event or this getting together, you're hoping will have some kind of effect of resolving some kind of underlying issue. Some of you may want to watch Gemini's reading, Libra, because it's quite similar to this. The Four of Wands, happy home, home and family, celebrations related to home and family, friends and family, like reunions, weddings, parties, get-togethers, formal or casual. The Eight of Wands, travel. I swear, some of you, you're traveling or you're planning a trip, an event, something like that. Friends and family, social time, getting together. Ten of Cups. Four of Coins and Ten of Wands. Here's that exhaustion showing up again. The Ten of Wands, kind of feeling overwhelmed and at the end of your rope. The Four of Pentacles preceded it, though. This is the Miser card, or hoarding, you know, withholding or keeping something back. Again, I feel like there's an underlying issue here. Underneath all this lovely energy, but feeling really tired too, that there's still some kind of issue that hasn't been resolved within this situation, and it feels like it's with a relationship with somebody connected to this. But for the time being, you're just kind of focusing on preparing, on being together, on the trip, on the function, on the the reunifying or reunion, and for the time being, you're kind of keeping stuff under wraps, or you may not talk about how exhausting it was to prepare for this thing too. All right. Let's see if there's any final messages, guidance, or advice. Page of Swords, Two of Cups. You might be looking at somebody, they might be looking at you, maybe following you on social media. It could be messages or conversation here with somebody you feel quite connected with. I mean, the Two of Cups is the traditional soulmate, kindred spirit, best friend card. There's some kind of message communication here. Judgment, a major life-changing decision, one way or another. Ace of Coins, Ten of Cups, and Death. Happy home, new beginnings, maybe moving, relocating, new jobs, and death, either endings or complete transformations here. Some of you, this feels like a long-distance relationship, whether it's on the other side of the state or in another state or in another country for some of you. And there's like all this traveling back and forth, or somebody's traveling back and forth, and it's a lot of effort, and someone is tired of this, and it feels like there's going to be a conversation in the not too distant future. It doesn't look like it's happening here. The focus is more on just the joy of being together again, or having this event, or having this trip, you know. But after that, it feels like there's a conversation that's going to occur, that needs to occur, about the level of effort somebody's putting into it, how much it's exhausting them without getting enough back. Now, for some of you, that's going to be in a romantic relationship, like, you know, we need to figure out what we're doing here because this back and forth is just exhausting, right? Others of you, it could be a work situation, or it could even be, because I'm feeling for some of you, some situation with someone in your family that just keeps going back and forth and back and forth. And it looks like the conversation will be something to the gist of either it needs to transform into something else, or it needs to end because it's just too much for me. That's kind of what I'm getting here. But it doesn't look like it happens within this time period. It looks like that's kind of an undercurrent here, but the majority of the energy is kind of more focused on preparing for this thing, this trip, this event, this thing, and really having a lot of really good, great, positive energy around that. But a conversation is going to come kind of after that, or needs to. Okay, Libra, those are your messages for the first half of September. I hope that you enjoyed them, found them useful, helpful, gave you something to think about. Again, if you relate to this reading or it resonates with you quite strongly and you would like to peel it back a bit, take a deeper look, reach out for a personal reading, feel free to email me directly, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can also get that contact info by clicking on the description link with this video. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the September mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe, stay well. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.